Welcome back to View from the Office. I'm Mike and this is Tracy. In this episode, we explore one of the seventh wonders of the world, the lost city, Petra. We visit, take a dip in the Dead Sea, and then we spend a night in Wadi Rum in the desert to catch one of the most spectacular sunsets we've ever seen. So please, join us on this epic adventure.
Passing by, life is good, best I've ever felt. Get me up, somewhere new, somewhere I can find myself.
Made it to Jordan, Amman. We're still at the airport waiting on our bus. First impressions, very dusty. It's like a big sandstorm's coming through. See the cars behind me, all covered in dust. So you're just eating grit. Coming through the airport, like you've got to pay, what do they call it, a visa to get in. So that was like New Zealand dollars 216 for me and Trace. Then we had to get exchanged, so for 300 Jordanian dollars, or whatever they call it, cost us like 700 and something New Zealand. So my first impressions of this country, bloody expensive. So I'm glad we're only here for 3 days before we move on to Israel, and then jump on a cruise boat. Looking forward to that. So after about 30 odd years of dreaming of being in this place, we finally made it. Petra. So we've got about a kilometre walk till we get in there. It's got some amazing stuff around it where people used to live in the mountains. It's mind-blowing. It's incredible. Hopefully the video will speak for itself. Here we are in Petra. We're at the treasury. This was thought to be constructed in about the 1st century BC. So it's quite incredible to see This has been carved by hand. Momentous moment.
The Great Temple at Petra is a grand monumental complex. It's over 7,500 square metres. The columns were said to reach as high as 15 metres, and it was completed in the early 1st century BC. Although its name suggests a religious place of worship, archaeologists believe it was more likely that the Great Temple was a parliamentary building. After spending a few hours exploring Petra, our private guide Mohammed took us to Wadi Rum, which is also known as Valley of the Moon. It's the largest desert in Jordan. It's over 700 square kilometres. It's also famous for many films, such as Lawrence of Arabia, Star Wars, Aladdin, The Martian, just to name a few. We spent a good couple of hours on the back of an old Toyota, travelling around the desert. One of the many things we got to do at Wadi Rum was see rock inscriptions left behind from prehistoric civilizations. Quite incredible that these have stood the test of time. One thing we'll never forget about Wadi Rum was the incredible sunset. We sat round a campfire after the sunset and drank tea with our guide and a local. It was incredible. Our campsite was something that I didn't expect to see in the middle of a desert. The tents were amazing, as had running hot water and air conditioning as well. It was luxury at its best. The next morning our guide Mohammed picked us up and took us to the Dead Sea. We spent a couple of hours at a resort and covered ourselves in a special mud from the bottom of the sea and floated around for a while. Can't spend too long in there because it's so salty. It's 10 times saltier than the normal ocean, so it does get a wee bit stingy after a while. Well, we hoped you enjoyed this episode. We thoroughly enjoyed being there and experiencing all there was that Jordan had to offer. As we venture to our next destination, we hope you subscribe and hit that notification bell. That way you won't miss out when the next video drops.